Hey folks, Justice for the Real Whites here. In this video I want to talk about how nothing feels real anymore on this planet. And what do I mean by that? You know, everywhere I look online, like if I just go on YouTube and watch something, or if I just read up something from the internet, I can't tell if that's real or not, or if somebody is, telling the truth or saying facts. Or whether they're just playing dumb and putting on lies and a facade and all that. Just nothing feels real in this planet anymore. Now, obviously, this is all real. Like, this water is real, and the cows over there are real, obviously, and the grass and all that type of shit. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, the way people, like, even when they interact with each other. Like, say if you just go somewhere, sit down, have a conversation with somebody, it feels a lot more real doing that, speaking to somebody face to face, than it does over online. Like, say if you're, well, I didn't have this luckily back when I was in school, because I left school in 2018, but I didn't have this back when I was in school. But it seems like nowadays, ever since the pandemic hit 6 years ago, crazy to believe it was so many years ago now, you had to do all these Zoom calls and all these online classes because of the pandemic. And I felt like, I wasn't getting a lot of work done because of that. And it felt so fake doing it online as opposed to actually being there in class or whatnot. Or even if you just want to talk to somebody, like say if you have a conversation with somebody, I find it much more authentic and real actually being face to face with somebody than speaking to them online. Because how do I know they could just be putting on a facade, or whether they're being genuine or not? And not to mention, your internet and that can lack and glitch from time to time, whereas when you're in real life, you don't get any of that shit. But it's not just conversations you have with people. It's everything. Food products and that as well. Food feels fake. Food doesn't taste like it did when I was a wee kid. I remember when I was a wee kid, the food tasted a lot nicer. But nowadays, look at that cow over there humping that other one. Yeah. No, but nowadays the foods just taste so fake. Like it could be any food. It could be bread, or you know a cake, or biscuits, or even drinks for that matter. You could have say if you had like fizzy juice, or like still juice for that matter. Just nothing tastes real anymore. All tastes fake. It's all because these idiots are spewing chemicals and all this other stuff into our drinks and food to make it taste awful, but yet people still go out and buy these things anyway. And if it's not food products, it's games as well. I don't think games feel as fun as they used to be. I remember when I was a wee boy, I played games a lot more back then than I do now. I mean, I still play them from time to time, but I don't play them as much as I used to, because they just don't feel as real anymore. They just feel all... I get games a simulation and it's not supposed to be real, but I mean, at least some of them try to have a bit of a story to them, and they try to be somewhat engaging, but I don't know, they just all seem fake, games. Just there's hardly anything in this world that feels real anymore. Conversations seem fake, food seems fake, games seem fake. Even people themselves seem fake. Anytime a person interacts with me, or if I interact with them, I always ask myself this: is this person being real with me, or are they just putting on a facade? You know? You know what some of you might say, oh well, maybe you've got a bad experience talking to people, maybe you don't know how to communicate with people the right way, and maybe you've got some sort of speech disability. Motherfuckers, I don't have a speech disability. I know how to speak to people, alright? So don't come up with that sort of bullshit. You know, I just wish things could be more real in this world, guys. Look at that cow humping that cow over there. Oh, that's funny. Let's get a zoom up on that. Oh, I stopped doing it now. Never mind. But yeah, what was I saying? I just I wish things could be more real on this planet like they once did. You know, I bet back, you know, even before I was born, like in the 70s and 80s, things felt a lot more real. Probably felt a lot more real back then than they do now. You know, and it's all thanks mainly to social media and all this other stuff. You know, and social media can do wonderful things, but at the same time there's a bad side to it because it can do many harmful things. That's maybe what I'll do next in my next video. I'll do a rant on social media. But yeah, anyways guys, this is just a short little video here explaining how nothing feels real anymore and everything seems fake. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, give me your comments, and I'll see you another time. Bye.